Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about crystals in chemistry. Crystals are formed by a process called nucleation. And in simple terms, nucleation is the process by which crystals are formed. There are two different types of nucleation. The first is called assisted nucleation. Assisted nucleation is when the crystal starts to develop on a solid surface. A good example of this would be a rock. Assisted nucleation is faster than unassisted nucleation, and it generally tends to create a larger crystal as well. So the second type of nucleation is unassisted nucleation. Unassisted nucleation is when you start forming the crystal without a seed or a solid object. This process will take longer to grow. And I'll explain a little bit more about seeding a crystal later on in the podcast. So here are some of the simple crystals that you can make at home. You can make salt crystals, sugar crystals, alum crystals, borax crystals, and rock candy. We only attempted to make a couple of these crystals. We attempted salt crystals, sugar crystals, alum crystals, and rock candy. We did have a little trouble with some of these crystals because crystals do take a very long time to grow. The first type of crystal that we attempted to make was the magic crystal tree. The materials we needed in order to make this was 6 tablespoons or 90 milliliters of water, 6 tablespoons or 90 milliliters of table salt, 6 tablespoons or 90 milliliters of Mrs. Stewart's liquid laundry bluing, 1 tablespoon or 15 milliliters of household ammonia, and food coloring, which was optional. So it took a couple of steps in order for us to make the magical crystal tree, which doesn't actually have to be in the shape of a tree. It could really be in the shape of anything that you want it to be. So in the first step, here you can see we're cutting up a sponge, or you could even use cardboard, and we're cutting it up into the shape that we want our crystals to grow in. So see, here we have the final sponge. The next step is to take the water, the table salt, the Mrs. Stewart's liquid laundry bluing, and the ammonia, and mix them all together. And as you can see here, I'm wearing a mask because ammonia has a very strong smell. Next, you're going to take the solution and pour it into some sort of a tray or shallow dish that the sponge will be in. And you're going to want to make sure that the solution doesn't go directly onto the sponge like we have shown here in the picture. And here we have the final products of some of the magic crystal trees that we tried to make at home. Crystals are able to form due to the large amount of salt present in a little amount of water. The crystals start to grow once the water starts to evaporate. The ammonia is added to speed up the evaporation process, and the crystals are able to grow through the sponge because of its porous material. The next type of crystal we attempted to make was rock candy, also known as sugar crystals. The materials needed in order to make this are water, sugar, string, and food coloring, which is optional. To make rock candy, what you want to do is take 2 cups of sugar and boil it in 1 cup of water. After the sugar dissolves in the water, you can add food coloring or flavoring to the solution. Once the solution has cooled down, pour the solution into a glass jar. Take the string and wet it a little bit and stick the string in sugar. This is called seeding the solution. This is important because once placed in the jar, the solution becomes supersaturated, meaning that the sugar stuck to the string will not dissolve. This is what our final product looked like. It looks like we might need to try making it a little differently next time. Anyway, that's all on crystals for now. Thanks for watching!